California has taken a bold and unprecedented step by outlawing the use of masks by law enforcement officers while on duty, except in specific situations such as riot control, medical reasons, or undercover assignments. This law, signed by Governor Gavin Newsom, aims to increase transparency and accountability in policing, but the implications and challenges it raises are stirring debate across the country. The backdrop to this new legislation is a controversial immigration raid that took place at a car wash in California in August, where masked law enforcement officers detained individuals. Governor Newsom, a Democrat known for his criticism of former President Trump, framed the bill as a necessary response to growing authoritarian practices. He described masked detentions as hidden from accountability, any transparency, any oversight, accusing federal agents of adopting tactics that promote fear rather than trust. According to Newsom, federal officers in California had historically operated openly without masks, and the recent shift to hiding identities is a tactic designed to intimidate California's diverse communities. Dubbed the No Secret Police Act by its sponsors, this law is a direct response to ramped-up immigration enforcement efforts in California, notably in Los Angeles, where federal agents in recent times have frequently conducted raids while concealing their identities. These agents often show up without badges or agency identification, fueling public unrest and protests against immigration and customs enforcement (ICE) operations. However, the law's future is uncertain. It's set to take effect next year, but there is a significant question about the extent to which a state can regulate federal law enforcement behavior. Raquel Aldana, a law professor at the University of California, Davis, explains that California is trying to draw boundaries for what federal agents can do within its orders. She points out that while states certainly can set limits, hypothetically, for example, outlawing murder or torture by federal agents, there must be a balance because federal authority is constitutionally protected. This raises a fundamental issue of state sovereignty versus federal power, an ongoing and complex debate. Other states, such as New York and Massachusetts, are also considering similar legislation, indicating this is more than just a local issue. ICE has declined to comment directly on the new law, but agency officials have explained in the past that their agents wear masks to protect their identities from being exposed in public videos and photos, which can sometimes lead to threats against them or their families. Governor Newsom did not stop with the mask ban. He also enacted laws requiring all law enforcement officers to prominently display their name or badge number while on duty, and new rules mandating schools to notify parents and staff when immigration enforcement is present on campus. In addition, the laws prohibit ICE agents from entering schools and healthcare facilities without valid warrants, aiming to create safer environments for vulnerable populations. Legal experts like Aldana caution that since the mask ban applies only to local and state officers, not federal agents, the law's overall impact on federal enforcement may be limited. Still, it mandates that by July 2026, police, sheriff's offices, and other local agencies must establish mask policies that comply with the new rules. This legislation has met fierce opposition from California's law enforcement community. Groups such as the California State Sheriff's Association, the California Peace Officers Research Association, which represents over 80,000 public safety members, and the Police Chiefs Association have criticized the bill as reckless, arguing that removing masks puts officers and their families at increased risk. Riverside County Sheriff Chad Bianco, a Republican gubernatorial candidate for 2026, voiced strong disdain. He claimed that Newsom and Democratic lawmakers prioritize criminal safety over officers, noting that the law does not stop criminals from wearing masks, only the police. In a fiery statement on the campaign trail, Bianco condemned the legislators who supported the bill, urging voters to reject them outright in the next election. On the other side of the debate, Giselle Garcia of NorCal Resist, a Sacramento-based group, offering legal support to immigrants threatened with deportation, sees the mask ban as a positive, even if its enforcement is uncertain. Arcia highlights the ongoing tension between state authority and federal power, but stresses that having such laws on the books provides a legal foundation to challenge federal misconduct through litigation. She also shares first-hand accounts of ICE agents in masks, refusing to identify themselves, sometimes engaging in verbal and physical harassment against observers trying to monitor enforcement actions. The new law highlights an explosive and unresolved conflict. How far can states go in regulating federal agents operating within their borders? Is masking law enforcement a necessary security precaution or a tool of intimidation? And should the safety of officers come before the public's right to transparency? What do you think? Is this law a vital step toward protecting civil rights and transparency? Or does it dangerously expose law enforcement to threats and obstruction? Share your views and let the conversation begin.